Welcome back to this third and final hour of this session of Hereticus. And so, I think Sister Francesca and Akalon are about to have their first nerdgasm.
Yes.
Pretty much.
In character, at least, yes.
In character, yes. So, yeah, you do. So you heard the sound of the boulder rounds, and
Yes.
Sister Francesca started running down towards something. I imagine she runs toward the training area because
Yes.
And so she, as it is, the chapel is located on the way there. So she
That's where we see it.
She does see first Medea and the drill abbot standing in outside the chapel, having a conversation, and the drill abbot looks, if it's possible, both dejected and awestruck.
Well, she walks up towards him and probably spots what is in there on the way,
Yes.
I imagine.
Yes.
At which point, she stops in her tracks and looks awestruck. and then she just nods respectfully to the drill abbot and changes direction into the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
What about Akalon?
Akalon will he'll probably do something similar. He'll walk up, start walking towards the abbot, see Francesca look awestruck, wonder what the hell's going on, look inside, see the giants there. And the point being that obviously he has never seen a Space Marine at all. He's probably heard of them. They would be mentioned quite a lot in sermons and in some of the passion plays on piety of Seth, among other things. But of course, he's never actually seen one. Even though I suspect this one's out. Is this one out of armor at this point?
Yes,
Or are they...
he's dressed in a robe, but yeah, no armor.
Mm-hmm, fair enough. But even it'd be hard to mistake him for anything else than a
Yes,
space marine.
absolutely.
His mouth falls open, his eyes go wide. He looks back to the abbot and then back in again. He's clearly torn about whether he should go in and start joining the sermon or if he should go over and talk to the abbot because that's his official port of call for anything involving the soul. And he's almost looks towards the abbot with kind of pleading, "Please may I go inside, sir? Look." Because he's not sure if he's worthy.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Can I have any at all?
The drill abbot actually looks at Medea at this point and says, "Won't you join us in this in the chapel as well, my dear Medea?"
Please just say yes. It says a tiny voice.
Yo, sure. Let's go in. Right. Let's go closer to the giant man.
Okay, so you also enter the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be said that this is Warhammer 40,000, so even a small chapel such as this one isn't in fact small. It's large and cavernous, and easily you can absolutely fit in there, even though there are many people in there already. So you all enter the chapel. The chaplain leading the proceedings he doesn't stop as you enter. He continues his prayers and so yeah, you basically witness this chaplain praying for the success of his kill team in the upcoming battle on Piety of Seth.
That's where we're going.
And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what he's doing. It takes a while, and but that is what it's all about.
I think since when it's mentioned that they're specifically going in the service of the Piety of Seth, Accolon will his fervor for the prayers, his devotion to hearing the words and joining in with the sort of communal sense will increase, since obviously it's home.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it continues for a while, so
Okay.
Eventually it does end. It won't be the last time this chaplain does this. But for now, at least, he ends the sermon and exits the chapel. Sister Francesca, how are you dressed when
in armor? She's
in armor? Okay,
yes.
so then he does recognize that a sister of battle is present. So he nods towards Sister Francesca.
She puts, a hand to her right hand to her heart in like a fist, and bows respectfully, and just when he passes, and she just bows respectfully, not a complete 90-degree thing, but respectfully nonetheless, and just as he walks by, the only thing she says is to acknowledge him as my lord. I mean, for goodness sakes, Space Marines are lords amongst men.
Yes. And while she doesn't do a 90-degree bow, everyone else, except for you guys at least, everyone else in the chapel absolutely does do a 90-degree bow as he leaves the chapel. And
I think
Medea sees the other do this, and then, we're about to bow. Okay.
Yep, and Accolon is
a little hesitant with is this what you do? Okay. I'm not familiar. Culture. What's going on?
Yeah. And Accolon with the same, he'll also bow low, because he is but a psycho and an acolyte. He's not worthy.
He is a mortal man amongst demigods.
Yes.
So yeah, he leaves the chapel, and the rest of them stay. So yeah, what do you guys do?
Francesca stands there for a moment once he has left, and thinks. Says, "Well, we must take this as a good omen that the God Emperor is with us. It is." It is very rare for anyone to have the privilege of even witnessing one of these angels of death. They are very few. Nobody knows precisely. Well, the High Lords of Terra probably know, but other than them, no one actually knows exactly how many chapters there are out there. But rumor has it that no more than 1,000. And each chapter has less than 1,000 men at any given time. In a galaxy the size of ours, they are few and far in between, and each of them is worth 100 guardsmen or more. They are nigh on indestructible creatures of war, and they deserve respect and the gratitude of mankind for what they do.
You certainly have it from us. I think I've forgotten how to walk.
1 foot in front, 1 foot in front of the other.
Yes,
Acheron.
the mind remembers, but the body will not obey. Oh my goodness me.
I just want you to think about this fact for one moment, Acheron. A small piece of the God Emperor himself just walked past us.
Amadeus really confused because he didn't look like what she thought the Emperor would look like. And where on his body would he then have this piece of the Emperor, and why would the Emperor give a piece away? The wheels are turning in Medea's head, and the logic doesn't fit.
No.
Yes, you said we must take it as a good omen, and I think we shall. Either way, we must Trina. We must find Trina.
Yes, you must find Trina.
Um,
Let us do exactly that.
I have a
Medea
question. Yeah, go ahead.
quietly knocks on Sister Francesca's power armor because she can't, yank her sleeve.
I just love the idea that she walks up and taps knuckles on one of the
She does actually have sleeves. That's the thing. If you look at the image of a Sister of Battle, they wear what's it called, like a cassock over the armor.
Yeah, but you wouldn't feel that.
No, true.
So it's kind of stupid to yank a sleeve she won't
Yes.
feel being yanked when you're
that's
trying to
true.
get their attention.
Yes, absolutely. You have a point.
It's just like tink tink.
No, wrong game. Tink
Oh,
isn't here.
goodness me. I just have this really silly image of Medea walking up to Francesca and tapping her knuckles on one of the two breastplates of the armor and getting killed violently as a result.
So, yes, Medea.
Where do they keep that piece?
They are the grandsons of the Emperor, and because of that, a piece of him is within all of them. They are in the same way that you are a piece of your parents and their predecessors.
Again, Medea's logic doesn't really fit because she doesn't even know if she had any parents.
Well, presumably she
But
has
at
some.
least she looks thoughtful.
In your flesh and blood, Medea, there is a kind of code that makes you who you are. This code is passed down to you as a culmination of the code that those who gave birth to you carried. The same applies to the Space Marines, although the process is slightly different.
I don't even know the process, but that is part of all their secrets. But it's the point is they are the Emperor's finest. And there are no warriors in the no soldiers in the Imperium that can rival them. That at least is the simple facts.
But I thought women were the only ones birthing.
I don't know how Space Marines are specifically created. As I said, that is a very deep secret that they do not share with others. But they are more than human. They are more than men. And it's not our place to question. So she looks like she's rattled because this is a very, very exceptional and rare honor, and the fact that he nodded to her, for goodness sake. I mean, even being acknowledged by these people is, she's gonna have a twitch in her eye for the next 3 hours, I think. but yeah, she just finally got she gets her bearings and takes a deep breath and says, we need to find Trina and hand her our findings. We really do. And we need to find Tim, and, well, we've already found you, Medea. That's a good thing. Because, in all likelihood, we're heading back down to the Middle Hive. There's a lot more work to be done there.
Question for Tim. This whole Space Marine thing has lasted a while, like I said. What's Tim doing in the meanwhile? In the meantime?
That is a very good question. So the whole training facility was locked off, yes?
Yep. You has access.
Well, I think he might just have stayed in shape. Physical exercise.
So
getting the body up and running after injuries.
Sure. And that would include, I imagine, running through the halls of this place.
Yeah, probably, trying to take precautions not to run somewhere he knows a lot of people will pass through, so he doesn't disturb them.
Okay, cool. Of course, that can only last so long. The human constitution is limited after all.
Of course.
So...
And Tim doesn't have the best toughness.
Nope. So eventually that's also not a thing anymore. But what's the plan then? The training area remains inaccessible. I also imagine that at some point Tim would have gone past the chapel with its gates open and will actually have seen what's going on inside. Whether or not he's seen the others there, that's up to you. But he has at least seen that something is going on.
I think he's, passed it and thought, oh, looks like something important is going on. Let's not disturb them then.
Okay.
And once he's done, he would probably seek out, well, I guess he's curious as to what's going on, but, going around and snooping is something he'd do if he wasn't at this place. So maybe he'll seek out the lovely Trina and see if she's busy.
She isn't. She is, well, he finds her somewhere in the halls. She is looking. She's basically walking down the hallway, looking down at a piece of parchment. So not really paying attention to what's in front of her. But yeah.
Scare the shit out of her.
See, if she hadn't just been promoted, he would probably, test her reflexes or something.
The thing is, she hasn't been promoted. She is, until some other Inquisitor takes over, or your own Inquisitor gets back on her feet and is able to do her job. She's just, she's acting in her stead. She's still an acolyte, and she doesn't have an Inquisitor's credentials. She is just the coordinator of the Inquisitor's retinue and the various missions you undertake.
In that case, I think he might casually, extend a leg that he might trip over.
Oh, you absolute...
Yay, even better than scaring the shit out of her.
I've just realised that Tim is actually suicidal.
Yes, he is, in fact, actually suicidal.
It's fine.
No, it is not.
It's fine.
So I just rolled an 89 on her awareness test, so she doesn't see anything.
No.
He is a ruddy lunatic.
So Trina falls long as she is, and Yeah.
I don't expect she's happy about it.
I think Tim extends a hand to her to help her up and says, someone smart once told me to always keep your eyes out for dangers, even if you think you're safe.
She takes the hand and gets back up, and well, she makes sure to take the parchment that that she was reading as she gets up. So, could you roll me a scrutiny test?
Yeah, sure.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's the one I did not pick. Damn it. Any modifiers?
What can I say? Danger, Will Robinson! Danger!
I'm guessing no modifiers.
Nope.
Ow.
That is genuinely.
That's
Well, you know what? We have 20 minutes left or something. I'll reroll that.
yeah, that's catastrophic, man. Come on.
I mean, that's inviting a chaos god for tea.
For fuck's
That's much
sake.
better.
It's not much better.
So, Trina is 100% stone face as she looks at Tim and says, "Lesson learned."
We're in trouble. This is going to hurt so bad.
Mhm.
Did you want something?
There seems to be a lot of commotion about. What's going on?
We're in the honorable company of a Death Watch kill team. Which
Oh.
do you know what a kill team is?
Well, it sounds like a team of people who kill stuff.
Yes. Specifically Space Marines who kill stuff.
Oh. Well, I can
Now the next question is, do you know what a Space Marine is?
Well, I'll have to ask then. Does he?
I think unless you have any laws regarding Adeptus Astartes, which is the Space Marines, I would say you may have heard. They might be myths you've heard of, stories. But I don't think you have any concrete knowledge about Space Marines.
I think I've heard stories of Space Marines.
Yes, I have
Yes.
no doubt that you have. Well, she says, Space Marines are organized by chapters. And each of these chapters second especially worthy members of the chapters to the Death Watch. And the Death Watch specialty is the destruction of Xenos.
Ah, a noble cause.
Indeed. And the Death Watch works almost exclusively with the Inquisition.
Well, I imagine you're quite busy then.
Yes, don't I know it. Right now they were here to talk to our own Inquisitor before they move on to Piety of Seth, where apparently their services are needed.
Oh.
As it is, they can't really get in touch with our Inquisitor, can they?
Not unless her condition has changed.
It hasn't.
Can I offer my assistance then?
In what way?
I wouldn't know, but I'm fairly certain you would.
I'm fairly certain I don't have anyone I need killed at this point.
He smirks. Well, I could always offer to carry your heavy papers for you.
Oh
Yes.
dear.
But see, my dear Tim, you are but a grunt. These papers are not for your eyes
Ah,
or hands.
In that case, perhaps I should be off. I'm sure you have better places to be.
Many better places, yes. I'd say this has been a fun conversation, Tim.
Except it hasn't.
But you sort of ruined the moment, didn't you?
I don't know about that. I was certainly amused, but I can understand why you weren't.
I'm sure you can. Anyway, best be off. She walks on down the hallway.
And I guess Tim is off to trap-proof his room.
There was no amount of trap proofing in the entire galaxy you could do to save you now.
You have put yourself squarely in the crosshairs of the biggest machine gun shitting you are ever going to experience. you will literally be bombarded with feces.
Wow.
So eventually, I imagine you guys find Tim. Or
Yep.
Tim
Well,
finds you.
That's
whatever the
also a
case may be.
possibility. Actually, at this time, Francesca is first and foremost looking for Trina.
Well, I've already improved her mood. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you.
Oh, please, yes.
So you three head off to find Trina, and let's just say, for convenience sake, that you find Tim on the way.
Yes.
Has he had the chance to have a shower then?
Yes. Yes. And together, I imagine you go seeking
Yes.
Trina. So, Tim, do you mention what you did?
I mean, he mentions that he saw her earlier and she was heading in that direction.
All right. Well, not knowing any better, I think Francesca just heads in that direction.
Yes.
She did seem fairly busy.
Well,
Yes.
I shall not be taking up more than a moment of her time.
You find her in one of the conference rooms in
Yes.
the Inquisitor's quarters.
Yes.
She's apparently busy reading in what looks like an ancient parchment.
Yes. Well, Francesca knocks on the doorframe and waits to be acknowledged. She doesn't want to just barge in.
Without looking up, she says, "Enter."
Well, she does. Heads towards her. Once she's closer, she takes out the data slate that she's got the gathered information on, and she says, with respect, I present our the result of our investigation up to this point. It is my belief that there are now two roads open to us. One takes us back down to the Middle Hive and into the dirt of it, which I personally believe to be the correct approach for us. However, we have sufficient evidence to prove that House Gul'jan is involved in this heresy, however, to warrant some investigation. But we do not have the weight or the political influence to do this in a manner that is not going to be detrimental to the Inquisition or its standing on Scintilla, and consequently we present you with the information.
All right. She takes the data slate, assuming that you extended it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And without looking at it, she says, "Which of the true branches of this investigation do you think is most likely to yield the results?"
I believe they both will, but they will be different results. I believe that that dealing with House Gul'jan will lead to the what's it called, the revelation or the exposure of the roots of this entire affair, or at least something closer to the roots of the affair. However, the millions in the Middle Hive are or have still been subjected to heretical influence, and any remaining such influence must be found and stamped out, lest it take hold again in a new form.
I once heard someone say, and that's the best thing you can possibly do is cut off the head of the snake.
That is a wise precaution, obviously.
And in my experience, it is beyond wise. It is the truth.
Indeed.
So, do we think the head of the snake can be found within the teeming masses of the mid-hive, or in the golden reaches of the spires?
Well, providing that the snake only has one head and does not in fact turn out to be a hydra, then the head would be in the golden spires. And the reason for this, she says, is that the 10 items, one of which we brought back, well, 2 of which we have brought back, and 1 of which is now the cause of our Inquisitor's misery, is well, the discovery of these items was originally reported by a member of House Gul'jan, and within the last few years, within recent and living memory, there are now at least 2, possibly 3 examples of heresy, and in one case even mutation in that house's ranks. I have confirmed this with Medicae Mons, who informed me that he did the investigation of aforementioned mutant, and he has also confirmed that the DNA scans on the Auspex that we brought back from the Middle Hive did in fact belong to one of these, or to a member of House Gul'jan.
All right. And your suggestion is that you go down to the Middle Hive, or in the Mid-Hive,
Yes.
and continue your investigation there, while someone else,
Higher ranked and more politically influential than us, someone who does not in the same way risk causing damage to the reputation of the Inquisition, seeing as we are merely acolytes, and let's face it, not even very high-ranking ones. It is any damage that we do, any misstep we make, should we deal with a member of a higher noble house, would reflect exceedingly badly on the Inquisition.
she looks over at Tim. Tim, what was the term I used for you earlier? Do you remember?
Earlier today?
Yes.
Well, I don't, so...
She called you a grunt.
Ah. I believe you called me a grunt.
Yet even grunts are useful. I think you have a good point, Sister Francesca, in that the upper spires require a bit more finesse, perhaps.
More delicate touch, perhaps. Yes.
I shall go there. But I won't go alone. I'll need a grunt with me. And that grunt is you, Tim.
Of course.
You can just see the look on Francesca's face of, oh dear God, what have you done?
Well, it's plain as daylight that something is up between those two, at least from Trina's perspective.
Yeah. There is a look of genuine worry on Francesca's face right now, because there is something more going on here than she is in any way party or privy to, and she does not like it.
Medea doesn't look worried. Sure that whatever he did is his own fault.
I think despite normally having a stone face, the other's been around Tim long enough to know that he's definitely also intrigued.
Ooh.
She
Nonetheless, Francesca simply, gives her a respectful bow and says, "If then I shall leave Tim here with your good self, and we shall make ready to go back to the Middle Hive."
Excellent. And I think we'll stop it there. It is 4 minutes before we have to stop anyway, so that's as good a place as any to stop, I think.
Yes, in fact. It is. Yeah, I think Tim has made a boo-boo. I just want to point out, I think Tim has made a major boo-boo.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Yeah. So, XP. Let's say 200 for today.
Yay!
Woo! I don't know what you mean, Joan. Trina has always been such a nice and forgiving person.
I've never had any problems with her.
Yes, but then you've never tried to trip her up in the corridor, have you?
I think it might have something to do with the fact that I actually treat her with some measure of deference and respect.
I mean, that would help.
Yeah, I mean, Tim did have a sort of heart-to-heart with her. I think he definitely likes her better after that.
Yeah, I also think he's got aspirations above his station here.
Yeah.
If he
Can
has any
hereby-
aspirations.
We can hereby conclude that Tim is the same as a kindergarten grade when he's trying to tell women that he liked them. I like you, smack!
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Yeah.
the aspiration I was referring to as well.
Anyway,
I think for the time being, he's mostly interested in, oh, so you also hate everyone and everything. We should be friends. Kind of a deal.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, Medea's not getting into that. People are weird. They taste well, but they're weird.
They are weird. I can't comment on the tasting thing, but
All right.
Yeah.
So 200 XP.
200
And-
XP.
Woohoo!
I've already
And,
spent them on Sharpshooter. Sorry.
Well, Medea have had some voices trying to remind her of how they taste.
Yes, the
Yeah.
voices were quite helpful in that regard.
You
Make
hear
the voices
voices
go.
in your head.
Sometimes the voices tell me to do bad things.
No, and they're trying to tell her to do good things. At least that's what they say.
You can't trust. Take it from Akalon. You cannot trust the voices in your head. You really
Of course you
can't.
can. Of course you can.
No,
It's
you
the
can't.
same as saying, look at that carrot that they're waving at you. Don't take it.
Yep.
And she's just like,
Something like
It's
that. yeah.
it's
go away. I'm not allowed to take candy from strangers.
yes.
Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there. And for our listeners, hopefully 14 days from now we'll have our next session. So, so until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.